How many of you thought, man, I wish the Star Wars galaxy were real. I would love to be a Mandalorian fighting the Empire. Well, there are times when I have fleeting moments, but how cool would it be to walk up to Ahsoka Tano or Din Djarin and say, dude, let's play Jedi Survivor. That reminds me of a time when James Franco was filming a movie in my old neighborhood, and I wanted to ask him to come in and play video games. Knowing what I know about him now, yeah, I'm glad I didn't ask him. But James Franco's a real person. Ahsoka Tano, not so much. Or is she? No, definitely not, I think. Originally, I'd released this video for members. I'm altering it for you guys. Why? Because it's a freaking fun thought. Not one that I think is necessarily true. I mean, come on. We have all wished we could hold a real lightsaber or wear real Beskar armor. I mean, forget LARPing, join the Empire or the Rebellion and be part of the problem or part of the solution. Not so much the problem. I don't think any of us want to be oppressive fascists. Then there's the physical reality. Can Star Wars really exist? Could there really be a battle in the stars between good and evil? A galactic empire with stormtroopers and Sith Lords and a band of rebels with Jedi Knights. Some could argue our own real world is similar. But yeah, let's leave real-world politics out of it. This is purely about the fantasy of a real Star Wars universe somewhere out there. Fantasy. Real. Yeah, that was kind of an oxymoron. Oh well, who cares? But before I go on with a possible real Star Wars universe, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and give the video a big stupid thumbs up. It really does help get my message across the Star Wars fandom. If you subscribe and like the video, it will give you a sense of happiness and euphoria, unlike anything you've experienced. It'll make your family love you more, and your water will turn to beer. Yeah, beer. And the type of beer you get is up to the will of the Force. If you get O'Doul suddenly shooting out of your shower, not my fault. If you don't subscribe and like, I'm sure your family will still like you just fine, and water will be good enough. But it's better to be safe and subscribe anyway. Okay, let's get back to a real Star Wars universe that could exist. Let's escape our physical limitations for just a moment. Take everything we know about our existence and shred it, burn it, and pee on the fire. Unless you're a female and don't want to pee on an open flame. In that case, throwing water on it will work just fine. What if our imaginations aren't fiction? What if the stuff we create in our minds and storytelling is something that is actually happening in another universe or galaxy, and somehow our minds have tapped into that reality, a real Star Wars universe? I know this is unlikely, but imagine it for just a moment. When you create something, whether that's a piece of art, music, words on a screen that have never been combined in such a way, you see it in your mind. You can watch and hear it play out as if it were real. Then you create it and it becomes real. What if those thoughts and images are actually being played out or have been played out somewhere else unseen? Maybe someone in another galaxy is writing a fictional story right now of an imperial army in a far-off place called Japan, or their fictional character is you. But I like to escape to a place in my mind where Star Wars is real in another universe. We sit and watch these stories that George Lucas and other Star Wars writers saw playing out in their heads with wonder. We enjoy watching the battles. We feed on the drama and the humor and the silly moments, of course. But what if that galaxy is actually real and writers have been given visions of it without knowing it? Sure, that thought limits how we perceive creativity, and I'm not trying to take away from anyone with a creative mind, but it makes me wonder, what is our imagination? How do we create something out of nothing when Einstein said matter can neither be created nor destroyed, only transformed? Or Julius Robert Meyer's law of conservation, which became the first law of thermodynamics, which states energy is neither created nor destroyed. And that's what makes up our thoughts. Energy. What if our imaginations are a transformation of what's actually going on somewhere else, peering into another place in space and time, our own little world between worlds? Now think of how we would view that universe if we were in it. It's a scary place. Wars lasting for centuries, wars that affect the entire galaxy, slavery, pirates, giant creatures. Would we still be entertained or afraid for our lives and our loved ones? But then there's the beauty of the Star Wars universe. Places like Felucia, Takodana, Endor, albeit with deadly cannibal teddy bears, and what was once the green planet of Mandalore. warrior cultures who have adapted to war and learned how to not only survive, but overcome adversity over and over. The humanitarians, such as the Jedi, architectural wonders like Coruscant and Hosnian Prime, places where cataclysm wouldn't be able to wipe out life completely like Concord Dawn. But throughout this dangerous and wondrous place, there is hope. Hope where there should be none. Life continues and even begins anew with every regeneration. It's fascinating to think about. I know it probably doesn't really exist, but you never know. But that's what our imaginations do. They create these stories and make them real for us. A lot of the new way of thinking is based on energy. What we put into the universe is what dictates who we are and our experiences. What we get out of life is what we manifest in our thoughts and actions. That if you want something bad enough and you can envision it, it will happen. Just don't wish for an evil Sith-led empire. Even if the galaxy is far, far away, that's just cruel. But there's another idea that can become a reality if you believe in that sort of thing. Now, remember your imagination? Oh, damn, I almost forgot I had one of them there things. Okay, I made myself look really stupid by saying remember your imagination. Of course you remember your imagination. All right, shaking it off for a moment. Ugh. Okay, I'm good now. You envision these fictions. You want to see them in real life, whether it's a movie, song, or written story. You see it plain as day. What if these stories actually are real and were created from the energy we put into the universe? What if the creative mind that is George Lucas inadvertently created the Star Wars universe in a galaxy far, far away? I know I said we may be glimpsing into another plane of existence with our minds, but either scenario could be real, if you go by the growing thought that we manifest realities. I'm not a deeply religious person, but I don't hate on anyone who is. I have believers in my family, and I'm happy for them. But let's take this notion of created realities through the energy we put into the universe. What if God is real now because of the imaginations of the people who believe? That would mean every religion is now correct, even if that religion worships a head of lettuce named Darth Ralph. Yeah, Darth Ralph is becoming my manifestation. He's a lovely chap, a misguided Sith Lord who likes curry and Thai food. The point is, we can create a reality, our own reality, whatever that reality may be. Me, I choose to believe Star Wars is real somewhere out there, only without all the murder, psychopaths, and suffering. It probably isn't, but who knows? No one can say with 100% certainty that it doesn't exist. Okay, I can say with 99.99999% certainty that it doesn't exist. But if one day you enter the afterlife of your belief system and Obi-Wan Kenobi walks up to you and says, "Hello there," you may remember this once absurd video. Just a thought. I hope I didn't ruffle too many feathers with it. I really don't know much about physics, but it does fascinate me. But there is growing philosophy that these ideas are real, and they claim to have proof of it. Yeah. I mean, Elon Musk says he's about 80% sure we're living in a simulation. When I say that out loud, yeah, it sounds kind of crazy. I don't believe he's right, but he's definitely smarter than I am. Or is he just nuts? I don't know. Never met the guy. But if he ever figures out how to get an SUV to run on pure solar power, I'm in. Think about it. Self-driving. And as long as it's a clear day, you wouldn't have to stop, except to use the facilities. Okay, sidetracked yet again. But what do you think? Do you wish Star Wars stories were real? If so, what kind of character or fiction would you belong to? Me? Definitely a Mandalorian. Not so much a bounty hunter, but a Mandalorian security, like a journeyman protector or something. Not Jango Fett's father. It didn't end well for him. Let me know in the comments. I do try to read them all and respond to as many as time permits. Right now, I'm out in nature working on healing, so it may take me a bit to read them, but I will get to it. And before I go, if you're new here or just haven't committed yet, hit that subscribe button and give the video a big ass thumbs up. Doing so helps my channel more than you know, and it'll give you a sense of calm and happiness unlike anything you've experienced in the Star Wars fandom. Warning, subscribing to this channel will not make your family love you more. Unless you experience that happiness mentioned, then your family will see a change in you and be more willing to let you collect Star Wars stuff. Subscribing will also not turn your water to beer, unless somehow this channel is the key ingredient to making your personal beer in your personal microbrewery. But maybe it will help due to the happiness factor. But just in case, subscribe anyway. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Until the next video, this is Gerald, a Star Wars fanatic, wishing you all great health, happiness, and peace. Thank you all for watching, and remember, this is the way, and positivity in the Star Wars community should be the only way.